So get closer.
All right, yeah.
Oy, sorry.
I'm good. Folks, we're good.
It's like the subway. Let's all sit together.
I know. Okay, I said it's like, when they do the talk shows.
Right.
I don't know. All right, we're just gonna roll. Okay, we're gonna start now.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. I'm Reva Judas, the director of Nechama Comfort, and I'm coming to you today on Zion Adar, the 7th day of the Hebrew month of Adar. Today is an important day in the world of Chevra Kadisha, Jewish burial societies, funeral homes, funeral directors. It is the day that Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, was born and when he died. The significance of today is that Moses was in charge of the first Jewish burial. We use the term Chevra Kadisha, which is the Jewish Burial Society. Many of you may have been familiar with this term. You may have heard it from your grandparents, but it's such an important part of our lives. We don't like to talk about death. We don't like to talk about preparations, but we all know that we need to. And we're so fortunate to have people like I have here today with me, Sherry Bensimon, who is a funeral director, and Esther Levie, who is a case manager at Nechama Comfort, and also part of the Chevra Kadisha in New Jersey. And we thought it would be a good idea to share with you a little details about the work that Nechama Comfort does in terms of helping families go through the loss of their babies, early miscarriage through the age of 1. And unfortunately, part of that journey is the burial of we don't want to say closure, because it's really a time to offer them comfort, to help them, as we always say, our mission is to put their child into their lives and to move through it, the child that lives in their hopes and dreams. So I'm going to begin first with Sherry. Thank you so much for joining me today. And Sherry not only has been a funeral director, but she also was part of the Chevra Kadisha, the Jewish Burial Society, beforehand for many, many years. So I wanted to, if you could just discuss a little bit the role of a funeral director and how they work in conjunction with the Burial Society. Just a little bit about, in general, how they help families at the time of a loss, and then specifically how you were able to take the Jewish traditions and help us to develop the right protocol preparations with dignity and understanding for families who are going through pregnancy and infant loss.
So years ago, I started my local Chevra Kadisha actually at the age of 16, and so everything I've done has been colored by and influenced by that process. So then years later, I decided to become licensed, and so licensed funeral director in New York and New Jersey. What does that mean? By law, to bury a human being and even a baby, you need a licensed funeral director. So my role is, as soon as someone passes away, that I go ahead and I use the resources I have, the law, all the people that I know of, Chevra Kadishas, the cemeteries, all that, put everyone together so that way they could make sure that the person is buried in a proper way with dignity. Depending, it doesn't matter the spectrum of Yiddishkeit or Judaism that they are. We follow, as traditional as the family wishes to have. So when I started working with babies, I was noticing that even though there are certain rules and regulations that don't necessarily pertain Jewishly to that status, I still wanted to think of things as this baby, this is someone's child, no matter what the gestation was, that they should be treated just like any other person who's being prepared in the traditional way of Chevra Kadisha. So when I started working with these wonderful women at Nechama Comfort, they were open to taking on that same way of taking care of, no matter what gestation was the baby, that we would take care and give dignity to that child, because this is someone's baby. There's a mother and a father who are mourning this child, and it's really important that we give them that honor, that child, and the honor to the parents as well. And so when that happens, parents have to call a funeral home, a funeral director, to assist in burial. And so we work in tandem, the funeral directors with Nechama Comfort, and we work in tandem to try to make sure that everything is done in as comforting way as possible, if you can, in any way that you can be comforted in such a horrible time, but in a way where at least years down the line, the mother and the father could say to themselves, I did everything I could for my child. And that's what we're here for, to facilitate that, both as a funeral director and both as Nechama Comfort and Chevra Kadisha, to facilitate those things.
Thank you, really, your amazing work, and I know I always thank you. And people who are in this field, we say, what else are we supposed to do? But at this time, I really want to acknowledge the wonderful work that you do, the wonderful work that we work with Marty Kasdan at Gutterman and Music Can in Hackensack, that really open your hearts and understanding to what they do. And there is no charge, which is just an amazing undertaking for you, and really just the warmth and love. So I'm thanking you now publicly on behalf of so many families.
Thank you. Our job is to advocate for the parents too. So unfortunately, it takes some time to bury a baby, just because of all the legal red tape. But we are there advocating. Nechama Comfort is there to advocate for you as parents. You've lost control over being able to be with your child, but we're the ones that are advocating for your baby and for you. So that's what we're here for. Thank you.
And unfortunately, there is legal work, just like everything else in this world. And we want it done in the right legal way. Every state is different, so there's not a universal way of doing things. But you take care of the paperwork and sometimes the red tape, getting the information, and they don't stop. Mm-hmm. They don't stop until it's done.
That's
so
right.
we really appreciate that too as well. And Esther, who's been a longtime friend, we were together through all of our life experiences and challenges, and has been part of the Nechama Comfort from the beginning. She now is an amazing case manager, has worked with so many families, also has been part of the planning team, and just continues to say yes and offer her wonderful, gentle ways. And because Esther was and continues to be a member of the Chevra Kadisha, of the Jewish Burial Society in her synagogue in Teaneck, I went to her without even thinking about becoming our go-to person, our liaison, when families started reaching out to us. Can we help with the burials? Today, we live in a time, for medical reasons, couples are given a little bit of time to understand somewhat what's happening with their children, to decide on the procedures, the delivery. And as I said, we were able to give a burial to any child, any baby at any stage now, because we have the right tools and the support and the knowledge to do this. So the families are reaching out to us at a time, like we said, when they need help the most, and we're there to help. We are in the New York, New Jersey area, but we are fortunate. We are a global organization, and we do have contacts in the world of Chevra Kadisha and funeral homes in many of the countries. We have contacts even in Israel, and if we don't know who to go to in your specific area, we make sure to find out. We have those contacts already. So when I asked Esther, are you going to take on this new role of not only being the compassionate person that I know you are, but to do the details, to do the work, to meet with that family, to give them the understanding, and to follow through until the burial. And of course she said yes, but she always says yes. So I wanted to ask you what it means to you for this family to have, as we say, the choice, the choice of the burial. What choices are we offering them?
Right. So thank you, Reva, for your kind words. And I've worked with Sherry many, many times. And, you know, I call her up and say, Sherry, we have a family there and it doesn't matter where they are. And this is what they need. And she says, give me the number, I can contact them. And she takes care of it. So really thank you for making this journey for the family as seamless as possible in a very difficult time. So thank you for everything you do. So in terms of the families, they each want different things. Sometimes family wants to be at the funeral and sometimes they don't. They want details, they don't want details. And it really is whatever they want. But the bottom line is that they want to know that their child, that their baby was taken care of in a kind and gentle and proper way, that they were prepared for the burial the way this is like
with love.
Okay, we're gonna go with love. They were prepared,
with love,
with love and kindness and respect. And the respect is for the baby, and again, the respect is for the family. These are their wishes. This is their child, and this is the last thing that a parent can do for their child to make sure they're at peace and that they're okay.
And I think you are the person, both of you and myself, that we give them that love. I think that we may sing a song to them.
Right.
We may, we will ask the families or something. There are certain Tehillim, certain Psalms that we know that we say. We may say the Shema Yisrael with them, and just talk to them.
Right.
And I think that's really what we try to let the families know. And like you said, it's the choice if the parents are there or not. Sometimes we have funerals of 50, 60 people, and sometimes we're there alone.
Right.
And it's everything in between. And we talk to them about giving the baby a name. We want the couple to choose the name, and we'll help them with that as well. And I think also that you said before that they have the knowledge of where the baby is buried.
Right. I was about to say sometimes families just cannot come to the cemetery, but they know that we have the information and the details of where the baby is buried. And when they're ready, and sometimes it could be weeks or months or even years, and then they reach out and say, we're ready, and we have that information so the family can go and be with their child.
Yeah, beautiful. And we offer then, we tell them they join the club. They never wanted to join, but they're a lifetime member. So we've discussed putting up a monument with them, or small, large, or nothing. We've had unveilings that we've discussed. We've had butterfly releases. The Chama Comfort runs a program both locally and on Zoom, on Father's Day, on Mother's Day, in October when it's Pregnancy and Loss Awareness Month. So we really are offering the choices, and we'll be there with them to help give them the ability to really know that their baby is safe somewhere. It helps also with children that may be living now or future children, to help them understand, have them have a place to go to. And I think that's what's important too. And that, also we're fortunate in New Jersey and many communities that there is land donated. Actually, in Paramus, New Jersey, it's donated by old Jewish burial societies that have closed up. And we have these plots, these pieces of land that are donated in memory of the babies, each individually buried there. And it sort of gives comfort that they are part of this group again. And I think over the years, I think we can all agree that we've seen firsthand how important it is
Yes.
for the couples to have the choices.
Right. It's devastating when families don't know and they want to know and they just feel so lost. And we always say that there is no closure. It's not like you bury your baby and, you're done. But, not knowing where your child is terrible. And it really makes it very difficult for the family to sort of move on and come to any sort of peace.
I think, as mothers, we would know, or anyone who's conceived, as soon as you conceive, right away that
Right.
child is in college and has been married, and
Right.
you don't even feel
Right.
it in your body yet, but you've conceived this life that's going to have a huge life, and it's going to go to medical school and all that.
Right.
And then when that doesn't happen, that's real grief. It's the same grief as losing a fully formed human being. So, that's how we look at it. We honor these babies, even though they may not have taken a breath outside their mother's bodies. These are
Right.
fully formed human beings to us.
Right.
As we say, the children that live in our hopes and dreams.
Right.
And I think it's so important. And I really am so grateful for all the work that you both do, that you continue to do. So I just wanted to let everybody know that we are available. You can reach us, nehamacomfort.org. We will connect you if you're in the New Jersey area, right away to Sherry and to Marty and a music and but we will also connect you as soon as we can within 24 hours wherever you're living to help you get the best information and the best way to take care of your children at that point of loss. And we also invite the funeral homes that may be watching it today, and the Chevra Kadisha, the Jewish burial societies all over the world, to reach out to us. We have much more detailed information on our website. Sherry has been amazing. She's actually created a video with details more about the tahara, the preparation that goes into giving this baby a proper burial, and helping, as we said, the family and the child. So there's much more details on our website, and you can reach out to us as well to set up any type of training or meeting. And if you're a family that is watching this and thinking, you may have gone through a loss and you didn't have that burial that you wanted. It's very interesting because we'll go to Jewish cemeteries from 100 years ago,
Right.
longer, in America and in Europe, and you'll see babies buried, and you'll see them. But there was a time during just society, there was a time, in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, even sometimes now, where we just didn't talk about things. But it's never too late to see if you can get the information and try to find other ways to remember your baby. So we invite you to reach out to us again. So I want to thank you all for listening today. With any questions you may have about this process, how you could be of help, we will help you also. We were grateful to some of our families who have created branches of Nechama Comfort to help with funding if you need help with the funding part of your burial. And as I say all the time, you're not alone. And I wish you all a comforting evening.